So hello everybody, welcome back to our Let's Play of Pro Basketball Manager 2025. Been a little bit of a gap in getting the episodes out, so I do apologise for that, but we're getting straight back into it with AEK Athens Basketball Club Season 2. Alright, so here we are, we see in the game, it is now October 2025, we're ready to start, well we've already started Season 2 actually, I'm going to bring you up to date on everything. There's been a couple of transfers, new signings, things like that. We've started the domestic season, and our featured game in today's episode is going to be our first foray into European competition in this save as we enter the EuroCup, taking on CSKA Moscow. Interesting tie. You'll see over Christmas I managed to acquire some AEK Athens merch. It is from the football club, of course. I got this from Classic Football Shirts, hence the FC, but you know, it's difficult to find basketball merchandise online to buy. If anybody knows a place where I can get some, you know, let me know in the comments. Anyway, let's get into things. So we'll start with my manager profile. This is what my manager profile looks like at the start of Season 2. You can see my contract runs until July. Now the dates here are in the American format, so that's 1st of July, not the 7th of January 2026. I'm on 14,400 euros a year, which doesn't sound like a lot. I wonder where I'm living, and maybe accommodations provided with the job. Trophies, career trophies, we've got one, of course, we won it in the last episode that came out. The Greek A1 Basketball League, we won the playoffs, so that's absolutely fantastic, and that got us qualified for European competition. So let's have a look at our schedule so far. So you can see here, we went through our pre-season, we won most of the games. We did have a loss at PAOK, got their revenge on us for that playoff win that we got over them. And then we've had 4 games of the Greek domestic basketball season so far. We've started off with 3 wins and a defeat to Olympiacos. So, you know, they're always going to be a tough opponent. But of course we beat them when it mattered last season in the playoff semi-finals. So we get to the EuroCup next. So let's just click on that and have a look. Now the EuroCup, quite a lot of games to play here. We are in Group A, so basically there are 2 groups and then we try to qualify for the playoffs here. So you can see this is the group we're in with now. Our first opponent today, CSKA Moscow. I did look this up, and apparently it seems in real life, much as in the world of football, that Russian clubs currently don't take part in the European competitions, as far as I'm aware, unless that's changed this season, but in game they do. So fine, we'll go along with that. So it'd be interesting to see how we shape up against a team from another country. Now, I don't have the Russian league loaded, so we can't look at their form. We do, however, have their team here, so we can see that the players that they've got. But yeah, we'll get onto that. We'll have a look at the match. If we have a look at our players, there have been a few changes. We did bring in a couple of new players over the close season. Now, I was looking for players with Greek nationality because, you know, the domestic rules, we need players with Greek nationality. So I found this guy as a free agent, Thanasis Antetokounmpo. Apologies if I'm getting that wrong, I will work on my pronunciation, but you can see he's dual national, Greek and Nigerian. If we have a look at his career, he has played in the Greek league before. He played for Panathinaikos. It seems like there's a couple of years gap. So he hasn't been active. We don't have any stats for where he's been, but he's still in the game. He was available as a free agent, so we've signed him up. And he's been a good addition to the team, giving us a few more options. And again, the key thing, giving us that Greek player as well. We got a lot of the guys here that were big players for us last season, like Hunter Hale, Prentice Hub. We got these guys to sign new contracts. I did actually manage to negotiate their contracts down a little bit, which was good to save on our wage budget and things like that. And we did bring in a couple of other players as well. Again, someone with dual nationality. I got Yasser Salah, who's Egyptian but with Greek nationality as well. I mean, he's not the best player in the world, but he's just a bench filler at the moment, and he'll just give us a rotation option when, you know, we need to keep some fresh players on the pitch. On the court. I'm not playing Football Manager. Get that in my head. And again, as a bench player, as a rotation option, we brought in Diamantis Slaftsakis. Again, he's not going to be a first teamer, but he's just adding that depth, and he's helping us out with that homegrown player quota. You can see his previous run here, playing mainly for Greek clubs. Now, in terms of budget, I was greatly helped out this year. Last year, when I started the game, we just had the one assistant coach at the club, and I had to recruit lots of staff, and lots of our budget went there, and that restricted me in terms of player recruitment and improving facilities. But this year we kept everyone, we renewed some contracts again, we managed to negotiate some of those wages a little bit lower, and that meant finances wise we've still got quite a bit of our budget left. So you see, I've still got €1.5 million of budget for the season. Now of course wages are going to come out of that and so on, so it's projected though that going on present spending we'll still have almost €400,000 left at the end of the season. We have spent a little bit. You can see here we've got a couple of things under construction. So last year we did the training centre, we then got the medical centre done, we got that leveled up, and we're now working on improving office space for the club. And the reason I went with that, I can't bring it up now, but the pop-up there said that this is going to improve our commercial revenue. So that was one of the reasons I went for it. And then parking, we're upgrading the parking. That just means we're going to get more people at games. So last year we were only really selling out for our games against the likes of Olympiacos and Panathinaikos. So the way to improve that, and we're also, as you can see up here, improving the public transportation network. So we're improving those two things just to get more people coming to the arena to watch matches, and therefore increasing our revenue and so on. So that's all good. That's basically you up to speed on everything. As I said, we've started the Greek A1 Basketball League decently. Obviously, there's a long way to go in that. Our expectations again this year, we need to reach the playoffs in both competitions. That's kind of what I've promised. We've got the Greek Basketball Cup. Hopefully we can do a bit better in that this year as well. But you'll see the EuroCup does add a lot of games. We're basically going to alternate throughout the weeks of the season. So we're going to be playing, Greek Basketball League, and then we're going to have 2 matches a week because we'll have a EuroCup game as well. And that's going to run right through to February, and then hopefully playoffs in both competitions. We'll see how the squad management is. I think that's something that helped us last season, that we were a bit fresher when we came up against the bigger teams because we were playing fewer games than them. Okay, so here we are. We've travelled to Moscow to take on CSKA at the Universal Sports Hall. It looks like they are slight favourites based on the game odds. Our objective is to qualify for the playoffs, so that's what we will be going for. So you see here our players to watch. Hunter Hale is highlighted, of course. I mean, obviously everybody's fit after the pre-season. Freshness is fine for most of them, but again, that's something we're going to have to keep an eye on as we get deeper and deeper into the season. I suspect a lot of these lower level younger players, we're going to have to rotate them more. I did send a couple of youngsters out on loan to some like Division 2 French teams and things like that, so we'll see how they develop. But that's our starting lineup. We've obviously got Bryce and Gray as good options on the bench, and Flionis as well, so we'll be getting plenty of rotation in with them. Okay, so here we go. The first time playing outside Greece in this save. We've got the CSKA logo in the middle. Looks like it's a pretty packed arena. People want to see what AEK Athens are all about. Now, we're not playing in the top European competition, the EuroLeague. I think, basketball fans correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we would have to qualify for that through the EuroCup. I'm not sure, but Olympiacos and Panathinaikos are the Greek teams in there, which is obviously based on reputation, I think an invitation more than anything else. But it would be nice to win a European trophy if we can. Of course, there's no guarantees, but then if we can do that and then move on to another league, perhaps even another continent, that's kind of what we're looking at for the end of Season 2. Ooh, we went for the three-pointer there, but we managed to get the rebound. So let's see if we can re-establish our lead here. No, there's been a call from the ref. As usual, we've got the ball in suspended animation while the referee makes his call. I didn't know that was a feature of basketball, but anyway, there we go. We hold on to it. What we'll do, like we've done in other matches, we'll just... oh, that was a superb three-pointer. We're going to skip ahead to the end of period 1, see where we are, and then pick it up from there. All right, so the end of the quarter, CSKA Moscow started to take control, and you can see they've opened up a bit of a gap, 7 points at the moment. So just telling the boys, you can do better. This is far from over, but it's only really Hunter Hale that's getting the points for us. We will just congratulate him on how he's playing, but yeah, we've got a bit of work to do in the second half of this game. So we'll have to look at how we work this out. I mean, at the moment, both of my shooting guards are a little bit tired. We'll leave Bryce on for now. Let's just get those guys out there and see how we do in this second quarter. If we can re-establish ourselves in this game. Good. CSKA Moscow did not score off their first play, so let's concentrate on closing the gap here, guys. Don't just hesitate for ages. Okay, there's obviously the refs are looking at something there. Let's see if we can get the 2 points or the 3 points here and start to close that gap a little bit. That's got to be our aim in this quarter as we try and micromanage things. There we go. Oh, how did Bryce miss that layup there? Deary me, that's not what we want. Bryce obviously looking a bit tired, so I think that's gonna be our first swap here. We're gonna bring Hale in to get some freshness, get some energy onto the court. I did say court this time and not pitch, so well done me. Right. Okay, so let's see what CSKA Moscow do here, and then oh good, they missed. No score here. Over a minute played in this quarter and no score. I thought basketball was supposed to be a fast-paced, high-scoring game. Come on, guys, let's get back into it here, and let's see what we can do. There's lots of breaks in this game, I noticed. I wish they would just, like, that was one feature I'd like to see, if they could just, when the referees are making the decision, if they could just automatically jump to the times 4 speed, so it is, there's fewer interruptions and so on. Okay, Prentice Hub. Everyone's missing. Deary me. We're going to stick with the second quarter until there are some points on the board, I think. Because nothing much is happening so far. Both teams playing it a bit too cautiously. Yeah, I'm not sure what was going on with the camera jerking about there. But unfortunately, finally, after over 2 minutes of play, CSKA Moscow extend their lead to 9 points. Come on, Athens. We need to get back into this. We go for the 3-pointer, of course. That's the kind of thing we need to do to get back into the game, but didn't work out for us. I think we're going to have to, we'll skip forward and see what we're doing a little bit later in the game. All right, so we're jumping back here late in quarter 3. We're 8 points down, 6 points down now. Well, 5 points down. That was the 3-pointer who's just outside the area. We were at 1 point, 13 points down, and, we were really being outplayed. I did then go to the tactics screen, and I realised, if I just bring that up here, that this had all reset from what it was. So I got the tempo up. I told them to try and take more close range shots, crash off boards, and that has resulted in us closing the gap significantly. So we're down to 7 points now. If we can get the free throws in here, we're going to be down to 5. No, he missed the first one. Terrible stuff. Okay, we got 1 at least, so we're down to 6 points. We've closed that gap significantly. We were 13 points down at 1 point, as I said. We're going to call the timeout as we've got just a minute to go here before we're giving away too many free throws here. There were 7 points down. Can we close? If we can get this down to like 4 or 5 by the end of the quarter, we're down to 5 now, then I think we've got a good chance of carrying some momentum into the final quarter and maybe sneaking a win here. We've been behind most of the game. We were behind from about the 3rd minute of the first quarter, but we've been a lot better since I made those little mini tweaks to the tactics, but again, we've given away the free throws. So we're back to 7 points down. Come on. I've called the timeout, so why haven't they let me have my timeout yet? Anyway, okay, 5 points. 5 points is the gap, so we need to steal the ball here and get up the other end and score. Don't let them run down the clock, or don't let them... Oh, no, they got the score. Maybe we can get 2 points back. They let me call the timeout there. I pressed the button when there was a minute left. Come on. All right, we've got to watch out for Netsipolu. They've slowed. We've got to get back into it before they pick up. That's the message. Right, Bryce has got to come off. So we'll bring Hale on for Bryce. We'll take off Kuzminskas as well, because he's also tiring. Just got to keep rotating. Got to keep these guys fresh. I'll leave the others on because 8 seconds, it's no biggie. It's no biggie. I'm sure they can last 8 seconds. All right. Anyway, let's see. Come on. Quick. We went for it on the buzzer, but didn't get it. So we're 7 points down. Not sure if we can come back from this one. We'll come back in for the end of the game to see. Okay, I'm bringing you back in right here because we've just taken the lead for the first time. We've started this period on fire. You saw it there. We were at 76, and then we got the 2-pointer there just as we came back in. Obviously, my opponents called call the timeout now. Obviously, we're not going with that top option. We have got to encourage the players. That's what we're going with. We're going to encourage the players. We're on a hot streak. We're doing well. We've got to keep this going. I'm not going to make any changes because all those players, we just made a round of substitutions before we took the lead. So, you know, it's working. It's working. We closed the gap. It was just that right at the start of the period, they had a shocker. They started with the ball, and one of my players just pushed up, stole it, ran down, and got a two-pointer. and then from there, it's just been us scoring, and then missing. Let's see if we can keep this up, though. Great, they've immediately leveled it up, but we've still got the advantage. We've got the momentum. We've got to make these attacking plays count. Oh, we went for a long ball there, and we missed it, but Golden gets a chance for the rebound. Come on, let's get this in there. Do we go for the three-pointer? Oh, I think there was a foul called, so we might get the chance here to extend our lead. After all, here we go. Golden misses. Come on, get this one in, Golden. He's got 3 throws. He only sunk one of them. Deary me. Anyway, we do have the advantage here. It's slight, and this is going to be back and forth, and there's lots of fouls being given up here. We've got to watch out for Hale. He's now on 4 fouls, so he could be ejected from the game if we're not careful. It's tight. It's 79-79 in this final quarter. I think this one's going to go down to the wire. Let's see if we can get it here. We've re-established our lead. Okay, let's cut ahead to the end of the quarter and see if we can turn this into a victory. Alright, so we're back in 90 seconds left. 92 seconds left if we want to be precise. I've just called a timeout. They've edged in front again. This has been crazy. It's like the lead has just been changing hands constantly throughout this quarter. But we've got to keep it up. It won't take much for us to get back in front. You'll see Hunter Hale has been ejected from the game for his 5th foul, which restricts us a little bit, especially in the point guard position. We're going to have to bring Prentice Hub on, I think, here. We've got to watch out for Netsipolu. He's also on 4 fouls, and Golden as well. So, this is going to be tricky, but we've got to get him on. Philonis we just put on to give a breather. Then we've got to watch out also Kozelolu on the bench. He's also on 4 fouls, so... Oh, we ran out of time on that timeout before I could make all my subs. Too much chat. But anyway, let's see. If we can score here and tie things up, that's going to be huge. There we go. It's 93-93. 80 seconds left. I've still got 1 timeout left. My opposite numbers called both of his times out already, and we get the free throw on that as well to take the lead. Fantastic. Can we see this out? Just over a minute left. Can we get a win in our first EuroCup game? But it's precariously balanced. Fantastic. They didn't score. We got the chance to break here. We got the chance to open up at least a 3-point lead, which we do. Absolutely tabby-dozy. I'm going to keep that timeout for late in the game. We might need it. It's only a point. It's only a point. Every attack counts here. We've got to score on this one. I'm going to call the timeout now, just in advance. Good stuff. We've got the 3 points. Let's just pause the game for a second while we look at swapping some players around. So, what are we going to do? I think we've got to bring Gray on to get him back out onto the pitch. I think I've got to bring our new signing on as well. Let's get him on. What's going to be the best position for him? Yeah, we don't want to get anyone ejected at this late stage. So let's make a couple of swaps there. I think Bryce perhaps needs to come off as well, but I don't have anybody who can play as a shooting guard. All right, let's just play on from there. 15 seconds left. Okay, CSK and Moscow, they got done for traveling. Nice. We got a couple of subs. We get our timeout. Fantastic. We've got to say we're not going to go with ease off. Encourage. Watch out. Watch out. The course of the game can change very quickly. Bryce. Absolutely fantastic. 24 points in this game. Beautiful stuff. Right, let's get out there. Do we want to make... We just had those substitutions activated right before the timeout, so we're not going to change anything here. All right, we start with the ball. Just run down the clock here, guys. Don't give it away. Don't give it away. What's happened here? There was a foul. So, good. Hopefully that runs down the clock a little bit more. All the timeouts are used from both sides. This is great for us. It's a fantastic... Just nice and slow. Again, there's a foul there. Again, where with the defense, with the foul. Deary me. Why are they doing this? Why are they doing this? Are they just trying to kind of rattle us, and we get the free throws there. Okay, we'll take it. This is absolutely fantastic. We bring up 100 points. We're 5 points clear with 10 seconds to go. That's it. We've won this one now, surely. We've won on our my European debut, not AEK Athens European debut, of course. Absolutely fantastic result for us. Okay, they get the free throws here. We'll let them have those. We've just got to run down the clock. Hub just goes for it on the buzzer. Of course, he misses. We've won our first game in the EuroCup. It was close. It was close, but they all count. They're all wins. They all count. C.J. Bryce is the MVP of the game. Yep, well deserved. That was a good comeback there, and we start with a win on the board. So let's go back to our main screen then and have a look at what's coming up next. So a recap for the EuroCup round. We get all the info there. Hunter Hale becomes 9th leading scorer for AEK Athens. Golden 5th leading rebounder. And a record for Bryce for making 12 assists, his most in a game in his time at the club. So let's have a look at the schedule, see what we've got coming up this season. Now, I'm going to blast through a lot of this before the next episode. I think what I'll try to do, is bring us back at the business end of the regular season. So we'll be looking to get into the playoffs in both the Greek League and the EuroCup. So let me know down in the comments how well you think we're going to do this season and where you might like me if we start thinking about, moving on. I'm not going to press that resign button, of course, but we can we can look at other jobs that are available. It's here on the message board, apply for jobs. So there is a job available at the moment in Dominica, of all places, which would be intriguing, but we're going to complete this season first with AEK Athens before we head off to anywhere else exotic like that. Thank you very much for watching. I'm DG. I'll see you for the next one.